Hello, good evening. My name is Sandra Sanamapen and I'm here for business. And UMB has announced the departure of its CEO. A statement issued by the bank states that after 4 years of dedicated and growth-oriented service to the bank, the board of UMB announced the departure of their CEO, Mr. John Ewa. Mr. John Ewa joined UMB and has over the years initiated and championed successful strategies with the private sector as well as partnered the public sector on initiatives for the development of the country. Some of the projects include the launch of the UMB PPP Center and the growth of the small and medium-scale enterprises in the country through the UMB Center for Businesses. Under his leadership, the bank introduced more branches and innovative products to meet the ever-growing customer base. Mr. Ewa has built a strong foundation for the present and future growth of UMB, and the bank will continue to execute these laudable initiatives. The board chairman of UMB, in a message to Mr. Ewa, said, "You are a strong advocate for team effort, and over the past 4 years, we have witnessed good and positive transformation under your watch. We wish you the very best in your future endeavors." To other stories now, the planned takeover of the operations and assets of ECG by Power Distribution Service Company Limited have been postponed. Persons close to the company have told Joy Business that the delay is as a result of challenges in completing the transfer of some assets. George Viafe has more.
Sources close to the Power Distribution Services, that is the firm that is supposed to take over ECG from today, say one of the issues that forced the change in date was clarity on ECG's debt position and how it will be cleared, which is yet to be finalized. There are also legal issues with the finalization of ownership of some assets and how the transfer would be done. The challenge has forced the firm to ask the PURC to review the date for the announcement of new utility tariffs, possibly to next week. Meanwhile, the Millennium Development Authority in a statement has also confirmed the postponement and approved the firm's request. The authority in a statement, however, maintained it is confident the transfer of assets would happen in the coming weeks. There was, however, hopeful government, together with all the interested parties, would be able to finalize work on some of the critical issues to aid the smooth transfer of assets very soon.
In a related development, the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission is likely to announce new tariffs next week.
We understand that the change of date is due to delays in finalizing necessary engagement with all other stakeholders involved in determining the new tariffs. It was the hope of the PLC to finish engaging the utility companies latest by Thursday for the announcement to be made on Friday. But sources say one of the utility companies this week came up with a concern that will make it difficult for them to start applying the new tariffs from Friday, February 1. Hence the need to postpone the announcement possibly to next week. However, Joy Business is learning that the PLC had already settled on the new utility tariffs, and this postponement has nothing to do with delaying on new tariffs. Joy Business understands that if the Commission is able to go ahead with the announcement, implementation of the tariffs would rather take off from the beginning of March 1. This is because the utility companies are comfortable rolling out review from the beginning of the new month.
To other stories now, governments over the years has embarked on several initiatives to improve the business environment in the country, but it appears most small businesses are yet to feel the impact of these reforms, especially when it comes to the speed to get businesses registered. Charles Aite takes a look at the difficulties some startups go through in an attempt to get their businesses registered.
The paperless POT system, online business registry are some of the few reforms that government introduced with a vision of turning things around for every business, especially small enterprises. However, for some entrepreneurs, they are really worried about the slow pace at which business regulations are enforced, especially when it comes to business registration. of a budding fashion designer, Patrick Ejay Nketia, whose emerging brand, Utama Africa, focuses on African prints. I first asked him how easy it was registering his business.
It was not an easy one. I picked up the forms and going through the process. I think I filled it twice. After that, we submitted countless follow-ups. You need to follow up every time. He gave me a particular guy. I followed up for him several times. And that's what it is. It wouldn't come easy.
So how many months or weeks did it take for you to get a business with?
It took months because the follow-ups that I did, I wouldn't say it was in a particular month. I did follow-ups and, maybe 3 months. Approximately 3 months, yes.
Business registration is one of the index by which the ease of doing business in Ghana is measured. But for entrepreneurs like Patrick, paying bribes to get through the bottlenecks of registration has now become a norm.
If you're not able to fight the system, you will not be able to go far. You should be able to be brave and fight the system. The system, and that's how it has been. Bureaucracy, how things go. You have to still find your way through, make contacts, people who know people, so that you can push your way through.
My next stop was the Bazin Pork Shop of Ernest Mensah, a young entrepreneur who supplies pork to eateries across the country. He shares his experience with Joy Business.
Paid about 500 cedis. Yeah.
That should never have been the case.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It's way less than 500 cedis.
Well, the difficulties some businesses go through before registering their business. To other news, the annual growth rate of banking sector deposits continue to decline. This is according to a report by the Bank of Ghana. Details in our local summaries.
Central Bank report dubbed Summary of Macroeconomic and Financial Data shows that the annual growth rate of the banking sector deposits has seen a continuous drop in the last 3 months of 2018, ending the year at 17.4%. The rate of growth in deposits has dropped by 9% since September 2018, when it was at 26.2%. A look at the last quarter of 2018 shows that the growth rate dropped from 26.2% in September to 20.7% in October, and further dropped to 18.4% and 17.4% in November and December respectively. Ghana will start a debt sale next month to prop up lenders as authorities seek 2 billion Ghana cedis in finance for bank undercapitalized banks. The government created a special purpose vehicle known as Ghana Amalgamated Trust, or GAT, which will use the debt sales proceeds to purchase shares in 5 lenders and help them meet a minimum capital threshold of 400 million Ghana cedis. GAT will pay debt investors a once-off annualized rate of 21% when the bonds mature after 5 years. Chairman of the National Premix Fuel Committee, Ni Lante Banaman, has cautioned tanker drivers who transport the product to desist from acts that can affect the supply chain. During the meeting with the Ghana Tanker Drivers Union in Tema, he said anyone caught in the act of diverting or stealing the fuel product would be made to face the full rigor of the law. The meeting, the first of its kind in the management and administration of Premix Fuel in Ghana, was to afford the national chairman and administrator of the National Premix Fuel, Nana Abrokwa Asare, the opportunity to thank the drivers for their adherence to the rules and regulations regarding the transportation of Premix Fuel in 2018.
The small business when I return after showbiz, and the spotlight will be on GN Savings and Loans as well as Gold Coast customers who petitioned the Securities and Exchange Commission earlier today over locked up funds. Details when I return. Hello again, my name is Sandra Fenno and I'm back for business. Some aggrieved customers of GN Savings and Loans and Gold Coast today vent their spleen on management of the company for failure to release their locked up funds. The customers of Gold Coast, a subsidiary of Group Indum, also petitioned the Securities and Exchange Commission to demand payment of their investments.
Withdraw on behalf of the entire group. I've been here for about 10 times. Whenever I come, they tell me to go and come the other time. I'm saving with Kintampo branch. I started going there since October. Whenever I go there, they tell me come the following week, come the following week. The following week has been accumulative till this year. I went to Medina branch. They told me in February, first week in February, which is starting from today and then next week, everything will go on smoothly. But when you go there too, they'll tell you a different story. I don't know why I should spend about 50 cedis for TNT and come here to withdraw 200 cedis.
I was over me 200 no kramanya me pese me stre na me bisa papa ko sindum say abandi wo car ye de na ate no no enti Ghana for sika na wo de betuaka.
Action is we are taking massive demonstration because what they are doing is not fair. I went to my branch. They told me that the manager told me that if I take an ATM card, I can able to take my money small gradually so that my money will be solved. But ATM card has been off. Mobile money that you can use it also is off. Everything has been collapsed. At times, right now I am in a queue. I'm 370. And the money up to now, I haven't got any money. Look at the time.
So you can see some customers of GN Savings and Loans, pouring out their agitation. Let's speak with one man. Boss, your name and where you're coming from?
My name is Steven. I'm coming from Michelle Camp, Butchery. I save at Tema branch. I have investment there, and my salary have been passing there. Anytime my salary pass here, when I came, they said come and take 200. I'm a pensioner. I have children. I have grandchildren in the house. I have to pay my light bill. I have to pay my water bill and those kind of things. But anytime I come to the bank here, I started coming here from 31st October.
So that was the situation today, February 1. But on Thursday, January 24, Managing Director, Marketing of GN Savings and Loans, Alan Kwe, in an interview with Joy Business, denied owing customers, especially salary workers. He stated categorically that the company had cleared all backlogs, with January salaries expected to hit accounts by Monday, January 28.
Without any doubt that we don't owe salaries, especially for government workers, for 3 months. We have every month consistently sent their payments or their salaries from Controller and Accountant General to their respective branches in the regions to be paid. I, however, do believe that there are a few, one or two, a couple, let me say for that matter, who perhaps would have gone to their branches pretty late, and maybe at the time they went, the branches did not have enough money to pay them. Just this morning, I've had the privilege of signing a couple of letters instructing our regions, our regional officers, and of course the branches to go pick up monies to be able to sort out the salaries of government workers, especially for the month of January.
So the news or the claims by customers that they have not received their monies for the past 3 months is false?
I would claim, or I would say that yes, there may be one or two, but it would not be up to 3 months, who perhaps at the time of going to the branch or going to their branches to pick up their monies, the branches did not have enough money to be able to pay them all that they had asked for. But I can state clearly that we do not, as an institution, even now as GN Savings, owe salaried workers 3 months outstanding. What happens is when their payments come through, they are not mixed up with other payments. They are isolated by Bank of Ghana, where our accountants, and therefore we are able to move such funds to ensure that their payments come through. Gold Coast customers have been given a plan, a payment plan, and they've been, and the payment plan says by the end of the first quarter, their payments will come through. There is also the option of being of their I will call it structured finance, where they will be moved to other products that have been lined up to them.
Responding to today's development, Alan Kwe told Joy Business that his earlier interview where he said he's not owing any clients was in reference to government workers and not all their clients. He added that the company is still paying other clients but cannot justify anyone, cannot satisfy all of them at the same time. Let's now go over to the phone lines and speak to Benjamin Kofi Afre. He's the General Manager, Investor Relations and Marketing of Gold Coast. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thanks so much for joining us. You've had series of engagements with your clients, yet it appears they have lost some sort of confidence in you. Is that the case?
I'm sorry, if you could repeat.
I'm asking, you've had series of engagements with your clients about your payment plans, but it appears that they've lost confidence in you. Is that the case?
It's difficult to tell, but I can understand the situation. But as you said, we've engaged them on several fronts. We've put some solutions for them. Not everything has gone, on as planned or as discussed with them. But as we keep saying, we are working around the clock. We're doing everything it is that we have to do to ensure we can take care of their needs and their requests.
Yeah, we've heard that time and over again about working around the clock and when you pay. But do you have money to pay your customers, and when would that be?
We have been paying our customers. But as we've always said, funds, not every fund is readily available to satisfy everybody at the same time.
Right.
But I can assure you that every week we make payments. Of course, if I'm looking for 10 million a week and I get it's only a few people it could satisfy. But I can assure you that the company has been making payments almost every week as funds come through. But as I said, not in the same volume as we are looking for. But everything that comes, we make sure we pay as many clients as possible.
Is that to suggest that you are overwhelmed by the demand from your clients?
Well, looking at the circumstance, you would understand that if everybody comes at the same time looking for money, it'll be difficult to meet every request. And especially where we haven't been able to access all the investment we've made at a time. But I can assure you also that we are working, as I said earlier, very, very hard. We have put some solutions before our regulator to look at. And I'm sure that once we have approval, we should be able to roll that out. And of course, it won't be, things won't turn around within a day. But I believe that I'll be able to satisfy our clients largely. And so, as I keep saying, we can only plead that they work with us as we bring the new solution to deal with the current situation that we find ourselves.
All right, Benjamin Kofi Afre, thanks so much for your time. It's a wrap for business this week. Let's do more business on Monday. My name is Sandra Esinamapene. Do enjoy your weekend, I must say. And for more news, do log on to our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Thanks so much for your time.